Alright guys, this is the third fucking time I do this video because the cat, it's a fucking little Sicaria gatita, is fucking insane. So it has bitten me all over and run forth and back and tear the phone down and everything. So, fuck! But it's a very cute little cat. It was like, 6 weeks old when she caught her first baby bird, so it's a real fucking killer. Let's get on with business. Boost is motherfucking boost, and I'll tell you why, right? So, people say that if you have a larger turbo, everything changes with boost. You can have less boost and more boost, and my turbo boosts this and I have this power, and that's bullshit. It is bullshit. And I'll tell you why. Because I know this. Just kidding. I don't know shit. I just make funny fucking face-to-face motherfucking videos. So, boost is boost. And we start with the simple physics of life. We are all under pressure. You, me, Sicaria gatita puta, and your OM606. Because this is what we're going to talk about today, the 604, 605 and 606, and why boost is boost. But the pressure we are under, and your 606, is the atmospheric pressure. Depending on where you live, it's a little bit más y menos, but it's like 1 bar, 14 psi, more or less. So, if we are all, including your 606, under pressure, 1 bar of pressure at all time, and if I make 136 horsepower in my stock naturally aspirated 606 with a shit 5.5mm pump and so on. Let's say that with a good pump and no EGR and no bullshit, we have 150 horsepower. Just because it's easy to count and this is a fucking video. Maybe you have 140, maybe you have 142, 43, I don't give a shit. Let's say it's 150. So if I have 150 horsepower in my naturally aspirated OM606 with a good fucking pump on it, can't I just multiply the atmospheric pressure in regards to power? I mean, if it gives 150 horsepower under 1 bar of atmospheric pressure, if I add 1 bar, can I just not put 150 horsepower extra on it? I mean, boosting 1 bar and get 300 makes sense, right? So put another bar on it, another atmospheric pressure on it. So we boost 2 bar over the atmospheric pressure. Shouldn't I have 450 horsepower? Put another one on. So I boost 3 bars. Shouldn't I have 600 horsepower? And you shake your head. Yeah. No, you don't. Yes, you do. You do. You do. This is how an engine works. If you have 1 bar of boost in your 606, you have 300 fucking horsepower. And you have 450 at 2 bar. And you have 600 at 3 bar. Más y menos. And this is the misconception, whatever word in English. This is what some people can't wrap their head around, because they think that different kind of turbos makes different results, and it doesn't. But first, when we talk about this, we really have to think about the restrictions we have. So of course, if you boost 1 bar on your stock turbo, you will not have 300 horsepower because your stock turbo maxes out at like 200. I mean, so it doesn't matter if you boost 2 bar with a stock turbo, because that boost is not actual working boost. It's hot air. You know, that's not what we're talking about. We talk about a turbo that is not restricted. So, um, what kind of restrictions do we have in our engine? The restrictions we have is in the head. The turbo is not going to be a restriction. The charge pipes, the intercooler, is not going to be a restriction, because you made sure of that, right? And that means that we have the head. Just as the NA engine, it only has an air filter and intake, and it's the head. So 1 bar gives 150 horsepower with restrictions in the head. So the force needed to push air into your head is the same whatever you have on the other side of the engine, whatever turbo you have. So you can have the HX40 or the S200 or S300 or Garrett 3076 or 3582, doesn't matter. 1 bar of boost is 300 horsepower. But we also come to, the head is a little bit more complicated like that than that, and it's like the Audi 5 cylinders, the 3B and the what's they called, AAM. It's the same fucking shit. They have this that you need a certain amount of boost to make power. We've been to the dyno. I think the limit is like 2 bar, and it's like 1.9, and it gives fucking nothing, 300 horsepower, and 2.1 it gives 580. It's like, it has, like, it needs to come up to a certain amount of boost to give power. But on the other way, when you max out your head, and we say that head is maxed out at 600 horsepower, then if you add another bar, maybe you only get 630. So it's at some point you will choke the head. It will not be able to cope with any more airflow. So you can raise a bar or 2 bar and you get minimal advance in power. So up to this limit, this is what we're talking about, up to this limit. And I can't say that I've maxed out the 606 ever, but they are happy at 3.2 bars, and 3.2 bars gives roughly 630, 650. And if you boost 4 bar, will it give a lot more? I don't know. I have not boosted 4.5. I've never done that. But most engines can boost 3.2, 604, 605, 606. Most engines of those can boost 3.2 and be happy about it. So to really understand this, because now you sit here and you think, okay, it makes sense, but. So let's take this S300 turbo, right? So we boost 3 bar in our 606 and we have 600 horsepower. Happy days. Now you take that turbo. No, not another S300. Take your turbo. 3 bar, 600 horsepower. And you go to your mate. And your mate, he has a small box Chevy, like normal 383 stroker, 400 horsepower. Right? And you put that exactly same S300 on your mate's 383. At 7 psi, 0.5 bar, half a bar, it will make 600 horsepower. So you add 50%, 0.5 bar, 50% of the engine's power you add on top. 400, 200 horsepower is 50%. 400 plus 200 is 600 horsepower. And now, suddenly you get it. Boost is boost. Nothing else matters. So, what does we learn from this? We learn that if you do 5.4 bars and have 400 horsepower, something is wrong in your setup. Maybe you have a head problem, right? I mean, you can have a bent valve, so it doesn't open correctly. Maybe it's shut, and it doesn't leak, but maybe it doesn't open correctly. Maybe your cam is worn out, right? Maybe your intercooler is mega restrictive because you bought it on eBay for $2, right? Maybe your charge pipes is going yay close to the exhaust manifold, and you superheat all the air coming out, or whatever, I don't know. But something is fucking off in your setup. You know this. Because when you have a good setup and you boost your 2 bars, you're gonna have your 450 horsepower. So check your gauge, dial the fuel in to the boost pressure you want, because you've seen my other videos, so you don't use a wastegate, because at this point we're gonna start calling you stupid if you do. So you're not stupid. You shucked it, you turned around and you walked away. You dialed it in, the boost on your fuel, and right now you're at 2 bar and your car is mental. And that's happy days. It's happy days for you, and I can sleep good. Boost is boost. Remember that.